I studied abroad in Athens, Greece last fall. I think how the experience changed me most and I think made me grow a lot from it is I honestly became a lot more confident and independent, and I felt like learned some practical skills along the way, especially with planning weekend trips and really having to budget for food, figure out how much you want to eat out or cook, and then learning to navigate transit in multiple cities, especially as a lot of my weekend trips were just myself. But I kind of did it all to push myself a little, and I think that worked because by the end of the semester, I was just like in love with the freedom I felt and the confidence I had to get on the Athens subway and go downtown and know my way around a new city about as well as I did Boston. And another way that I think it really changed my perspectives is that the Greek culture, the social culture, and kind of day to day interactions were so different from America that I really had to shed my cultural views and kind of my learned American way of life because if I looked at Greece through an American lens, I probably would have been uncomfortable the whole time, confused, just because their dialogue, their energy, their how they eat, how they spend their time is so completely different. Um, that for myself and I think several of my peers, we really had to get over that kind of initial culture shock and not judge people in the way that we would judge Americans just because you have to understand the different cultural values and where these people are coming from. For people who are deciding where they want to study abroad or if they want to, I mean, I would fully endorse it. It was a truly amazing experience. I would focus on looking for a country that could either fill a passion of yours that you don't think you could experience in a different country or that would stretch your comfort zone. Um, I mainly went to Greece because I had a big childhood love of mythology, grew up reading Bullfinch's mythology and just reading about the Peloponnesian War and the classic works and that sort of thing. And then, especially in the honors program at BC, we read a lot of Greek history and philosophy and plays. And for me to be in the city where so much history happened and to study there and to be able to walk around and see the Acropolis every time I entered the city was a feeling that never really went away the whole semester. And I think that's the biggest thing is thinking about a place that you'll be long term that can just fill you with a unique sense of adventure and passion and interest that you wouldn't necessarily find or experience everywhere else. Um, in terms of what surprised me about my study abroad experience, I think that um, a lot of people worry about making friends when you um, begin your study abroad semester, like both with locals and American study abroad students who are also there. And for me, that was a lot easier than I expected. The school I was at had a lot of programming, had programs to pair American students with local Greek students, and then the living arrangements just made it a lot easier to meet other study abroad students. And then in general, traveling on the weekends and traveling through Europe, if people can tell you're American, which usually they can, there are always going to be people who will come up, ask you what you're traveling for, ask you about your life, and generally everywhere I went, there was always a friendly stranger who just would give me kind of a random good memory to experience. But yeah, thank you.